Hey guys, make sure you stay until the end. We'll explain about common mistake people make when replacing fuses and relays that can end up you spending quite a bit of money on diagnostics tools, parts that you may not need. Make sure you stay until the end. Hey guys, welcome back to Free Car Repair. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video to any of you guys having a Ford Explorer, that generation here from year 2011 to year 2015. If you have a problem where your Ford Explorer overheats, guys, the engine is overheating, you want to see what causes that. It could be simple fix. We'll explain about that, what we see here quite often at the garage. Also, we'll put a link in the description of the video below where you can buy cheap parts and tools. That way you do not waste money and time. So let's go ahead and start on it now. So before we start, let us tell you guys a little bit about us. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We take them completely apart. We show you how to fix engines, transmissions, engine lights, transmission lights, fuses, relays. Why we do all that, guys? Because our mission in the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep making these free videos. By the way, check out our YouTube channels. We have, guys, more than 15,000 free repair videos that can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. So let's go ahead and start on it now. If your Ford Explorer is overheating, what can cause that, guys? Multiple things. Now, we're going to demonstrate on that Ford Explorer here, but first, what you want to check? You want to check fuses and relays, guys. Okay, for the radiator fans. So what you need to do, open the hood, and here on the driver's side, guys, okay, next to the car battery, you have a fuse box. Press these two tabs here, open the cover, and you're going to find a fuse box with a layout like this one here. Before we, guys, continue, let's explain quickly why it's always a good idea to test fuses and relays. So let me explain why it's super important, guys, to test fuses. Fuses, not often you can see if they're burnt or they're good. Sometimes they may seem perfectly fine, you think it's a good fuse, you put it back in, and you end up spending money and time on parts and problems that do not exist, guys, when all you had to do, test your fuse, find out it's bad, replace it, fix your problem. So we will have a video how to test a fuse, okay, different kinds of fuses, and how to test relays, guys. We're going to put the link in the description of the video below, specifically to that video. Please check it out. So, guys, here what we need to check now specifically. Let's zoom in a little bit. Now, some of you will not have these ones, depending, guys. Okay, on ours, some of them were removed, but you should have, guys, okay, on that fuse box, we're working on it, so some of the fuses are removed, but you may have fuse 29, 30, and 31. Check these three fuses if you have them. If you don't, we'll talk about it as well. Also, you need to check relay 14, right here if you have one. Relay, after that, will need to be check 33, right here, and 35. Okay, right there. Now, if you don't have these ones, very likely that the engine radiator fan is controlled by the engine computer. Now, you have a signal wire going from the engine computer to the radiator fan. That signal wire, guys, goes to the radiator fan control module. The control module is the computer for the fan that has up to 10 different speeds. By the way, one of the things that can go bad is that signal wire from the engine computer to the fan. We've seen that happen, internally broken somewhere, and that can cause the fan not to work. Another thing, guys, you need to check also, you have one more location for fuses, and that's on the car battery, right there. Now here, on the car battery, on the positive terminal, if you open it, you're going to have integrated fuses. You need to check these fuses, because often those big fuses, okay, some of those could be for cooling as well. But another thing could be bad radiator fan control module. That's the engine, that's the computer for the radiator fan, the engine radiator fan. So, if you want to see how to test radiator fan control module, we'll have videos on our YouTube channels that will teach you how to do that. Next, it could be bad radiator fan motor. Again, it's super simple to test. We have videos. Check out if the fan works, if the radiator fan control module works, then you need to go to a different thing. Make sure the engine is completely cold, let it sit one night, check the next morning the coolant level. If you're low on coolant, that can cause the car to easily overheat as well. If you have leaking coolant, leaking hose, radiator, that will cause the car to overheat because eventually you'll get low on coolant. Next, it could be bad thermostat. That we see quite often. Thermostat stuck open or stuck closed can cause your Ford Explorer to overheat. If you want to know what are the symptoms of bad thermostat or thermostat stuck open, stuck closed, we have videos on the channel that will teach you everything about that as well. After that, coolant temperature sensor. The coolant temperature sensor sends the temperature reading to the engine computer, and if it doesn't work correctly, that can cause the car to overheat. Now, if you want to see how to test coolant temperature sensor, it's very easy. We'll have videos on the channel that will teach you how to do that too. Another thing, if you recently guys replaced the radiator, if you recently guys replaced thermostat, hose, anything that involved draining the coolant, if you just added coolant and started driving the car, that's a big mistake. On modern vehicles you need to bleed the cooling system, that way you do not end up having an air pocket somewhere inside the engine because that can cause it to overheat. So try bleeding the cooling system on your Ford Explorer, that can often save the engine as well guys. Now, it could be mechanical problems. If you drove it for a long time, overheated it quite often. Okay, it could be blown head gasket, bad cylinder head, bad engine block. Okay, that can cause the overheating as well guys. But hopefully that's not the case. If you want to know what are the symptoms of bad head gasket, we have the videos on the channel guys. But those are the most common things, okay, that we usually see here. Now, the water pump is driven by the timing belt, so practically it cannot be bad belt because the car will not run at all. It could be bad water pump in some cases that can cause overheating, but that's not quite often. Usually they'll start leaking. Sometimes the propellers on the inside, if you have the one with the plastic propellers, can break and that can cause it to overheat as well. But those are the most common things we see here in the garage. So guys, by the way, you have all kinds of different fuses, relays, circuit breakers, and check under the hood. It's even more complicated guys. And even you have some special fuses, okay, like this one right here. One time we needed a replacement fuse, we couldn't get one, and we were stuck in the middle of nowhere because of that. We'll recommend to buy some, put them in the glove box for a peace of mind. We'll share the link in the description of the video below for your convenience, where you can get them at a good price, quick shipping, that way you do not waste money and time. Thank you guys for watching and see you next time.